Men of Reddit, what would you do if you found out your homie is gay? Nothing. I had this happen actually. I said congrats at first but then said that was a stupid response. It's not like you're getting married. We both laughed about my response and I told him I'm glad he felt comfortable telling me and that nothing changes between us if he thought it would. My buddy came out to one of my friends. He pulled him aside at like an airport when they were traveling or something. Of course he never pulled someone aside in real life like that, so it seemed pretty nuts. And he was like, I have something important I have to tell you. I'm gay. My friend was like, Jesus fucking Christ. That's it? Don't scare me like that. I thought you were gonna tell me you had cancer or something. Of course in the moment it was nothing but love for my pal, showing he was going to be loved and accepted. And that him being alive and in his life was what mattered most. My best friend came out in high school and was so worried about what people would think of him. He cried when I told him I accept him regardless of what his sexual or gender preferences are. I didn't really do anything about it because I'm not a homophobe. My best bud and longtime roommate in and after college came out as gay. Total surprise. A couple years after I moved out, we were going to some grad school graduation party for a mutual friend and a few of us were having some beers at my house before walking over. I asked about him and his ex-GF, who he worked with, when he just said his words, which I'll never forget. Well, I have to tell you guys something. In high school I wondered if I was bi because, you know, looking around the locker room at the abs and the dicks. Well I gave it a try, and as it turns out I'm not bi. I'm actually a huge fucking homo. I love fucking dudes. That's my thing now. Just thought you should all know. Anyway, should we go to this thing? Let me tell you, 8 years later, and we'll still never let him live that down and frequently reference the inside joke of that's my thing now. Best come out I've ever seen. This happened with my best friend actually. He was terrified to tell me, and in retrospect it saddens me because it meant I made him feel like there was a chance I would judge him for it. He's still my best friend today and was the best man at my wedding, so the answer is, continue to be the best friend you can be. Yeah, my friend was so scared of others' reactions that he had started to make no sense. He told me he had something important to tell me and then insisted so much it wasn't about any sickness I truly thought he was dying. When we met up and he told me he was gay I almost cried of relief to know he wasn't going to die. We laughed so hard about that. I was just proud of him taking steps into being himself and so damn happy he trusted me enough to be the first to know. In my experience one of two things happen. You embrace the homie and all stays the same. People say they accept the homie but think the homie has a crush on them or cooties or something. Things get weird and the people quietly abandon the homie. The last one is not ideal, but it's sadly what happens a lot of the time. I witnessed it in my own friend group. 6 of us, one turned out gay, me and another kid accepted him, the other 2 slowly backed out. I'm also from an older generation, so my people might be different to how kids now would react. Math does not check out. He died. Rest in peace 6th homie. I came out to many of my male friends and it mostly went well each time. There's a highlight though. I came out to my childhood friend. I'd known him since 1st grade when I was 14. We were hanging out in the park near our favorite ice cream shop. So I go, listen, I've got something to tell you. I'm gay. He fell silent, slowly crouched down, looked up at me, and asked, so you like dick? To which I replied, I think so. And he was like, bro, that's crazy. We are still friends to this day. I wish more guys could be like him. Thanks for teaching me practical Italian. All textbooks teach me is where is the library, and the spaghetti is on top of the table. One of my best friends is gay. The only difference it makes to our friendship is we'll go drinking at pride parties too. We still share a tent on long camping trips when weight has to be kept down. Another good friend is trans. She came out when we were younger, and since we grew up in a small conservative city, it took a little more of her explaining that this is who she really is. I'm glad to have both of them in my life. One of my closest friends and groomsmen is gay. He completely changed my perspective of gay people, and I'm super thankful for that. It turns out he's just like me, and in almost every way. He just likes men. This is a particularly poignant human statement about humanity. A frowned upon, yet natural, bias against the stranger overcome by a personal experience leading to the simple, logical realization that people are people even if they're gay, black, disabled, Russian etc. And that we are judging others' humanity based on their similarity to us when in all likelihood we are just as inhuman as anyone else on the street. Somewhere there is a gay black disabled Russian person who really needed to read this. I had a buddy growing up. We were very young. He was a few years older than me. He would constantly move away because his parents were divorced, so he would spend a lot of time in different states. One day we are playing basketball, he blocked my shot and I called him gay. He said actually I am. Was a bit in shock as this was long time ago. He showed me his new boyfriend and then he moved away again. Few years later, I moved away too. Never got to say goodbye. If you're out there, Christian, love you man. Oh my god, I hope you find each other. I once came out to my friend as bisexual in front of his roommates, also my pals. He was like, oh that's great. Can't wait for you to meet my girlfriend. As his roommates left to get dinner for us, we stayed behind to play games, and he said, hey, I want you to know I don't have a girlfriend. I asked, where do you go when you say you are going out with her? He said, I haven't told them I'm gay and my girlfriend is really my boyfriend. I was so happy for him that he trusted me to come out. I told him, I'm so happy for you. I told him to take as long as he needed to come out. Sure enough, in time, he came out to them, and we've all still remained the best of buds. I think he saw how they accepted my coming out, and was like, okay, these guys will be okay with who I am.